Today's topic, what should we talk about today? Well, I just wanted to start do some groundwork really. Is about like the beginning, and that's the when you come into the world, and unconditional love and unconditional trust. So there's two aspects I want to cover here today quickly, and so one of them is that when you're a baby, the first thing that happens is that your unconditional love and your unconditional trust. You can see that by the nature of how a baby grows, and to where you are today, it is very, very challenging for you to even remember back to that moment when you were born. But in that moment you were born, you were just absolutely unconditional love and unconditional trust. And if you're watching this, think about those two things in your life. Where do you have that trust? Where do you share that trust? With yourself, that is. Where do you share that? And so where do you share your love? Now, I'm not talking about loving somebody else. I'm not talking about loving like pizza or key lime pie, which sounds really good around about now. I don't know why I got this key lime pie. The last week I've had this sense of key lime pie. Yeah, crazy. Belize, that's where I first had my key lime pie. So I digress there. Anyway, the point is that you have those two aspects in you all the time, from the moment you're born into the moment you die. Yeah, so it's always going to be there, right? And that's the fabric that you work with. Now, inside that fabric, there's so many other pieces. But I also want to take this moment to just share, like, what do you consist of? So primarily, the largest quantity of any item inside of your physical being happens to be water. Now, science has proved that. It is very challenging if you touch yourself and you go like, I'm water. It's like, well, how's that possible? It's so hard. And you know what it's like to put your finger in the ocean, in a shower, in a wash tub. You know that. So it's a relativity thing, but science has proved it. And I want you to take a moment to look at how much water you drink in a day. And I want you to look at also, what is it that you do that consists of water in your day, other than yourself? Okay? Now, most of you might have got this straight away when I said it. You interact with others, and they're also water, yeah? So, that's the key. If you can just grasp those three little nuggets of gold, that's a good place to start. From the moment you're born, which is unconditional love, unconditional trust, and the simplicity, in fact, that the majority of your entitlement, and it is an entitlement that you are here, that we all are here, and that is that you're water. There's a large percentage of you that's water. So we really want to understand those aspects, and they'll become relative to you later on in the next videos, because I will go into those in detail and just share them. But I want you to recognize that water, when you're a baby, is actually very pure. Now, when you look at it, it might be a challenge when someone says, "Oh, but I was born with spina bifida," or I was born and now I'm in a wheelchair. I understand that. I'm not discounting all of that. I'm talking directly to your heart, and I want that to be of primary significance here, because I work with beloveds on many dimensions of challenges in their journey, right? And it's consistent. Unconditional love, unconditional trust, and the water. I want you, because eventually what I'm going to do here is, as much as give you all the information to help you through the immersion process, I'm also going to show you and teach you how to heal others. Because with this information that I'm showing you now, you're going to be able to do what I do. Okay? Now the beauty of that is that if we're all doing this, I can tell you right now, this world is going to be a different place. The way that we interact with each other, the way that we share with each other, create and co-create. And yes, of course, the biggest thing there is co-create. No one creates on their own. And then so that's this aspect we have to understand about unconditional love, unconditional trust, and the water. So there's 3 keys there, but we're going into the space where we want to understand those as the fabric at the very base for you. Okay, and then the rest I'll show you how to work with the body, and how when I started, how I broke it down into the logical segments of the physical body, right? And that there will help you. So when I first started, it was actually just a quick nugget here to show you a little bit, is that I break the body down into segments, right? And so I might have my right hip down as a part, then my left hip down, so you segmentize those. Then you come up to the right torso, which is from the hip up to your shoulder, into your neck, and then into your arm, and then vice versa onto the other side, onto the left side of the torso and the arm. And then finally, the last bit was always the head. And you'll understand that why is the most delicate part to work with. At this point, it's not actually going to be that in the future, but it will be that when you're starting out, because you have to understand these things. And that's why I'm just breaking this down for you. So the immersion process that we're going to go through and learn, I'm going to talk about many topics, right? And I want you to get a grasp for yourself. Now, it doesn't matter who you are. You might be a successful businessman or woman. You might just be an ordinary mum or dad. And you might just be someone who's just cruising through life, you know. Whatever your passion is and your vocation in life right now, there's always that opportunity to obtain a greater understanding, and this is about giving you that understanding. So for me to give this to you, it's a joy. It's great. I'm honestly, I am challenged with actually sharing it like this, because I do prefer one-to-one. But as you'll see in the future, I'm going to do this in a far broader way and show you how powerful this energy is. And you could basically consider what we're going to go into when we're discussing this, is have the ability. Now, I don't know if I'll leave that for later. It was a little that's saying too much too soon, eh? I want you to find your own space. But the true nature of this is long term. I'm not doing this short term. This is not something that I'm going to go out there and it's a fad. I'm doing it because it needs to come out. I'm doing it because you can have the ability to transcend what you really understand and know. Now, there's so many beautiful beloveds out there in the world who are doing all sorts of manner of propulsion, I would call it, because it's propelling you into the stratosphere of yourself. And that self-propulsion into your stratosphere is what I'm doing, and I'm going to take you beyond that if you follow, if you're interested in this sort of thing. It's not for everyone, I understand that, but I will get to as many beloveds around the world as I can. because that's part of what's going to happen. And I want you to just take note. You can call me out too. You can call me out. I don't have a problem with that. You know, I'm going to do something soon that will show you and everyone in the world what we're talking about. And I am challenged by that, because when you're using power, and that's what I'm giving you power. When you're using power, there's a responsibility. And that responsibility is very, very honest. And I use that word and in that such a way because I can't give you a Ferrari and you're only 5 years old and you drive down the road, you know. I'm going to bring you to a space where you can drive that Ferrari, and then you understand and the relativity of how to drive it and how to use that vehicle. And the vehicle is your body, of course. So I'm going to show you all this later, and this is going to be, it's a bit of fun. For me, it's a bit of fun. And for those that will receive this, it'll be a blessing that we all share. So I'll sign off here and just let you have your day, and thanks for watching. And as time goes on, I'll bring you a wee bit more relaxation instead of just looking at me. You know, I'll interact with it. I don't know how to do that all yet. This technology is a bit of a learning curve, if you like. However, it's a joy to do it because I finally share bits and pieces that I've understood and hopefully help you. You know, the prerequisites that I mentioned, the three things, are the foundations. You know, unconditional love, unconditional trust, and water. I really want you to understand that, and then we get so much more we're going to get into. Just send me an email, write comments in below. Yeah, I don't know how all this YouTube stuff works just yet. I'm just, you know, a baby learning here, so bear with it, and we'll catch up next time.